Blue lights from the Jedi Temple windows stretched across the polished floor as Anakin Skywalker opened his eyes with a sharp breath. Instead of the quiet room he expected, he saw the council chamber. A small Togruta girl stood nearby, waiting for her new master. In the same heartbeat, another lifetime crashed into his mind. He remembered black armor, mechanical lungs, burning lava, and the face of his son. Darth Vader had awakened inside the younger Anakin Skywalker. Anakin gripped the edge of his chair until his fingers hurt. The memories refused to fade. He remembered hunting Jedi across the stars. He remembered kneeling before Emperor Palpatine. Worst of all, he remembered standing on Mustafar while everything he loved burned away. A calm voice broke through the storm. "Skywalker?" Master Yoda watched him carefully. The Padawan waits. Anakin looked toward the young Togruta. She smiled with confidence, completely unaware of the future waiting for her. He knew that smile. Years later, she would leave the Jedi Order. She would survive the Empire. She would face Darth Vader himself without knowing who stood behind the mask until the terrible truth appeared. Except that future no longer had to happen. He slowly stood. "I am ready." The council exchanged quiet looks. Something about his voice had changed. It carried a weight no 20-year-old Jedi should possess. Outside the council chamber, Ahsoka hurried beside him with quick, excited steps. "So," she said with a grin, "I heard you didn't even want a Padawan." Anakin looked at her for several seconds. Then he smiled. "I was wrong." Ahsoka blinked. "That was easy. It won't always be." She laughed, expecting another joke. Anakin did not laugh back. The Republic assault cruiser Resolute entered hyperspace only hours later. Their first mission together would take them toward Christophsis, where Separatist forces had trapped thousands of Republic soldiers behind heavy defenses. The mission sounded familiar because Anakin had already lived it once. Only this time, he remembered every mistake. Inside the briefing room, Captain Rex pointed toward the battle map. "Our scouts found only one safe approach." Anakin studied the display. "No." Every officer turned toward him. "There are mines under that canyon." Rex frowned. "Our scanners found nothing." "They won't." Obi-Wan folded his arms. "And how exactly do you know that?" For one dangerous second, the room became silent. Anakin forced himself to answer carefully. "I have a feeling." Obi-Wan raised an eyebrow. "That is a very specific feeling." Anakin ignored the comment. "Send one probe through the canyon before moving the troops." Rex nodded. "It won't take long." Minutes later, the probe exploded into burning pieces. Hidden magnetic mines filled the entire passage. The bridge crew stared at the display. Obi-Wan slowly turned back toward Anakin. "Well, that was fortunate." Anakin only looked at the burning wreckage. Fortunate was not the word he would have used. The battle began before sunrise. Republic walkers marched across broken stone, while Separatist cannons filled the sky with green fire. Explosions shook the cliffs around them. Ahsoka rushed forward with the confidence of someone eager to prove herself. Anakin stepped directly into her path. "Stay behind me," she frowned. "I can handle myself." "I know. Then why stop me?" "Well, because the sniper is waiting." She looked around. "What sniper?" Anakin pointed toward a ruined tower almost hidden behind smoke. Third window. A red blaster bolt flashed from exactly that position. Ahsoka froze as the shot passed through the empty space where her head would have been. Without hesitation, Anakin threw his lightsaber. The spinning blue blade crossed the battlefield and cut through the sniper's rifle before returning to his hand. Ahsoka stared at him. "How did you know?" Anakin looked toward the burning tower. "I've learned to expect the unexpected." It was the safest answer he could give. The battle continued, but every decision changed. Instead of chasing the Separatist commander, Anakin ordered engineers to reinforce a damaged bridge. Minutes later, heavy tanks crossed safely instead of falling into the river. He redirected clone squads before hidden droids could surround them. He destroyed artillery before it fired its first volley. Each choice saved dozens of lives. Rex finally shook his head. "General, it's like you fought this battle before." Anakin stayed silent, because, in a way, he had. Ahsoka watched every order with growing curiosity. This was not the reckless hero she had heard stories about. He moved carefully. He listened before speaking. He protected every clone under his command. When a wounded trooper collapsed beneath enemy fire, Anakin ran straight through blaster bolts to carry him back. Ahsoka hurried after him. "You risked the mission for one soldier." "No." Anakin lowered the injured clone onto a medical stretcher. "I protected the mission." The clone looked up in surprise. "Thank you, General." Anakin simply nodded. He remembered too many faces that he had failed to save. He would not add another. Far away on Coruscant, Master Yoda stood alone inside the temple gardens. Rain drifted gently across the ancient trees while he closed his eyes. The Force flowed around every living thing. Usually, it moved like a peaceful river. Today, it felt different. Two currents surrounded Anakin Skywalker. One belonged to the young Jedi Knight. The other carried scars, grief, anger, and years that should not exist. Yoda opened his eyes slowly. Strange, this is. He had witnessed visions before. He had sensed fear before. But never had he felt one life carrying the weight of another. Someone, or something, had placed impossible memories inside Anakin Skywalker. Yoda turned toward the temple. He would not confront Anakin, not yet. First, he would watch, because whatever had awakened inside the Chosen One was already changing every step he took. And if Yoda was right, the Force itself had begun telling a different story. Orange sunlight spilled across the training deck as a remote battle drone lifted its blasters, but Anakin stepped sideways before the first shot was even fired. The bolt flashed through the empty space where he had been standing. Ahsoka lowered her practice saber. "You moved before it attacked." Anakin switched off his lightsaber and looked at the smoking mark on the floor. "I saw the opening." "No," she answered quietly. "You expected it." That single sentence stayed with him longer than any blaster shot. The training session continued, but Ahsoka watched her master instead of the targets. Every movement came a heartbeat early. Every dodge looked planned before danger appeared. When the drone changed its attack pattern without warning, Anakin had already adjusted his footing. He wasn't reacting. He was preparing. After the final remote shut down, Ahsoka walked beside him through the cruiser's wide hallway. "Can I ask something?" "You already are." She smiled for a moment, then became serious. "How do you know where enemies will attack?" Anakin stayed silent long enough for the sound of marching clone troopers to fill the hallway. "I've made enough mistakes." She tilted her head. "You've only been a Jedi Knight for a short time." He looked forward instead of at her. "Sometimes one mistake teaches more than 10 victories." It sounded wise. It also avoided the truth. Their next mission came sooner than expected. A Republic supply convoy was crossing a rocky valley on the moon of Teth. Intelligence reported only scattered droid patrols. Captain Rex studied the map. The route looks clear. Anakin's eyes narrowed. "No." Rex looked up. "You see something?" "Not yet." The clones exchanged puzzled looks. Anakin pointed toward a steep cliff overlooking the valley. "Send 2 squads there before the convoy moves." Rex trusted him enough not to argue. The clone troopers climbed the rocks while the supply vehicles waited below. Seconds later, hidden droidicas unfolded from behind the stone walls and opened fire. Instead of catching the Republic by surprise, they found clone troopers already waiting. Blue and red blaster fire crossed the valley. Within minutes, the ambush failed. After the battle, Rex removed his helmet. "General, nobody knew those droids were there." "I guessed." Rex smiled. "I've served with you long enough to know the difference." That answer spread through the ranks faster than Anakin expected. Clone officers began repeating stories. The general predicted minefields. The general knew sniper positions. The general spotted ambushes before scanners detected anything. Some called it incredible instincts. Others started whispering a different word: impossible. Inside the Jedi Temple, Obi-Wan Kenobi entered the council chamber carrying a mission report. Master Windu read the first pages without expression. Then he stopped. He predicted another ambush? Obi-Wan nodded. So it seems. Master Ki-Adi-Mundi folded his hands. Coincidence explains one battle. Master Plo Koon answered calmly. Several victories become harder to dismiss. Yoda remained quiet. He remembered the strange feeling surrounding Anakin and the Force. Master Windu looked toward him. Your thoughts? Yoda rested both hands on his cane. Changed, Skywalker has. Into what? Obi-Wan asked. Yoda did not answer immediately. That, discover. We must. The meeting ended without conclusions, but for the first time, several council members quietly agreed on one thing. They needed to observe Anakin more closely. Far below the temple, the Senate continued its endless debates. Inside the Chancellor's private office, the room remained perfectly still, except for a small holoprojector glowing on the desk. Masameta bowed respectfully. Another report from Christophsis, Chancellor. Palpatine accepted the data cylinder without showing emotion. When the doors closed, his pleasant smile slowly disappeared. He activated the recording. The image showed Republic officers discussing Anakin's battlefield decisions. He knew exactly where the Separatists were waiting. Saved the convoy before scanners found the trap. Predicted every movement. Palpatine watched the recording twice, then a third time. His yellow Sith eyes appeared for only an instant before fading again behind the face of the kind old Chancellor. Curious. Anakin Skywalker had always been powerful. He had always been unpredictable. But this was different. This sounded like someone carrying knowledge he should never possess. Palpatine leaned back in his chair. So. He smiled faintly. What have you remembered? Across the galaxy, Anakin sat alone aboard the Resolute. The stars stretched endlessly beyond the bridge windows. Ahsoka quietly stepped inside. I thought I'd find you here. He smiled without turning. You usually do. She walked beside him. I've been thinking. That's dangerous. She laughed. You're trying to distract me. It almost worked. She crossed her arms. You keep saving people before anyone knows they're in danger. Anakin stayed silent. You tell Rex where enemies will appear. Still no answer. You warned me about that sniper before he even aimed. Finally, he looked at her. What are you asking? She held his eyes. Who taught you all this? For several seconds, only the engines filled the silence. Then Anakin answered honestly, just not completely. Someone who paid for every lesson. Ahsoka searched his face. She could tell he believed every word. She could also tell he had hidden the most important part. She decided not to press him. Not today. As she left the bridge, Anakin looked back at the stars. Every future he remembered was slipping farther away. New choices were creating new paths. That meant his old knowledge would not stay perfect forever. Soon, the future itself would become unfamiliar. And somewhere on Coruscant, one man was already preparing to test exactly how much Anakin truly knew. Red warning lights flashed across the bridge of the Resolute as a Republic officer shouted, General, we've lost contact with the colony below. Anakin reached the command display before anyone else. The image showed smoke rising from the farming city of Vargos. Count Dooku's fleet had appeared without warning, and Separatist gunships were already firing into the streets. Captain Rex looked at the tactical map. They're not attacking our base. Anakin studied the screen. They're attacking the people. That alone made him pause. He had never seen Vargos in the future he remembered. Palpatine had changed the board. Obi-Wan's voice came through the holocom. Anakin, stay in orbit. Protect the fleet until reinforcements arrive. Every Republic officer on the bridge waited for his answer. The order made perfect military sense. But Anakin noticed something no scanner had found. Several cargo trains were still moving toward the city center. If the bombardment continued for another few minutes, thousands of civilians would be trapped between burning buildings and collapsed rail lines. He looked at Rex. "Prepare the gunships." Rex understood immediately. "We're landing? We're saving lives." Obi-Wan's voice grew sharper. "Anakin, your orders are clear." Anakin answered without raising his voice. "I'll accept the consequences later." The transmission ended. The Resolute released every available transport. Gunships cut through black smoke while clone troopers jumped into streets already filled with frightened families. Children ran through clouds of dust. Medical workers pulled the injured toward damaged shelters. Blaster fire echoed from every direction. Anakin landed beside the central station before the first transport touched the ground. Ahsoka ran after him. This wasn't the mission. It is now. He pointed toward a tall communications tower. "Get everyone away from that building." She looked up. "It isn't even damaged." "It will be." She did not argue. Clone troopers hurried into the crowded station, guiding civilians toward open streets. Anakin climbed onto a crashed transport and waved his lightsaber above the smoke. "This way, move now." People rushed toward him. Mothers carried children. Old men leaned on strangers. Clone medics lifted wounded civilians onto speeders. Within minutes, the station emptied. Ahsoka reached the last group just as the tower split apart with a deep metallic crack. The massive structure crashed through the roof of the station. Concrete exploded across the street. The place where hundreds had stood only moments earlier disappeared beneath broken steel. Ahsoka stared at the ruins. Then she slowly turned toward Anakin. "You knew." Anakin looked at the fallen tower. "I guessed correctly." She shook her head. "No." Before she could continue, new explosions rolled across the city. Count Dooku himself stepped from a separatist shuttle surrounded by rows of battle droids. His curved lightsaber snapped to life. "So predictable, Skywalker." Anakin walked forward. "You came for civilians." "I came for you," Dooku smiled. "And you arrived exactly where I hoped." The Count raised one hand. Dozens of hidden spider droids climbed from underground tunnels surrounding the square. Captain Rex looked around in disbelief. They were buried beneath the streets. Anakin had never seen this tactic before. For the first time since waking in his younger body. The future gave him no answers. He ignited his lightsaber. "Rex, protect the evacuation." "What about you?" "I'll keep Dooku busy." Blue and red blades collided. The impact echoed through the ruined city. Dooku attacked with calm precision, forcing Anakin backward across broken stone. "You've become different." Anakin blocked another strike. "So have you." Dooku smiled. "No." He pressed harder. "I simply changed today's battle." Those words landed harder than any lightsaber blow. This attack had never been planned to win the planet. It had been designed to test him. Dooku was watching every decision, every movement, every impossible prediction. Nearby, Ahsoka fought through lines of battle droids, while clone troopers loaded the last civilians into transports. One frightened boy stopped running. "My sister!" He pointed toward a burning apartment. Without hesitation, Ahsoka sprinted through the flames. She found the little girl trapped beneath fallen beams. Together, they barely escaped before the roof collapsed behind them. When she reached safety, Anakin was still dueling Dooku across the shattered plaza. She had seen her master save soldiers. She had seen him protect civilians. Now she realized something else. He always knew who needed help first. Not sometimes, every time. The final evacuation shuttle lifted into the sky. Rex checked the passenger count. All civilians accounted for. Thousands had survived. The mission that should have ended in disaster had become the largest civilian rescue of the campaign. Dooku noticed the departing transports. His expression hardened. So, he stepped backward. "The experiment is finished." Anakin frowned. "What experiment?" Dooku did not answer. He leaped aboard his shuttle as battle droids covered his retreat. Within seconds, the Separatist fleet jumped into hyperspace. The battle ended almost as suddenly as it had begun. Hours later, Republic officers gathered around the mission reports. The numbers stunned everyone. Civilian deaths had dropped from projected thousands to fewer than 50. No military computer could explain how Anakin had chosen the correct rescue routes before buildings collapsed. No intelligence officer understood how he predicted safe evacuation paths through streets hidden beneath smoke. The reports spread quickly, from fleet commanders, to Senate advisors, to the Jedi Temple. And finally, to one private office inside the Senate district. Palpatine placed the report onto his desk and read every line twice. He no longer cared about the victory. He cared about one sentence written by a Republic intelligence officer. General Skywalker repeatedly acted on information unavailable to all Republic surveillance systems. Palpatine folded the report carefully. His apprentice had not simply changed. He knew things that no living man should know. The Sith Lord smiled. At last, he understood why his carefully planned trap had failed. A single blue holomap glowed across Chancellor Palpatine's dark office as he placed 4 battlefield reports side by side. Every report carried the same name: General Anakin Skywalker. Palpatine read each page without speaking. One described a hidden minefield. Another explained a sniper eliminated before firing. A third listed thousands of civilians rescued from a city that should have fallen. None of the reports proved anything by themselves. Together, they revealed something impossible. He tapped one finger against the desk. "Not luck," he whispered. The office doors remained locked. No guards stood nearby. No Senate aides interrupted him. Slowly, the warm smile of the Republic's Chancellor disappeared, leaving only the cold patience of Darth Sidious. He closed his eyes and reached through the Force. Moments later, Count Dooku's hologram appeared above the projector. "My master." Sidious did not answer immediately. Instead, he asked one quiet question. "Did Skywalker hesitate during your attack?" "No." "Did he protect the civilians?" "Everyone he could." Sidious nodded. "Exactly as expected." Dooku frowned. "You planned for that?" "I planned to watch his choice." The Count studied his master's face. "You believe he knows the future." Sidious smiled faintly. "I believe Skywalker has information that belongs to no living Jedi." Dooku remained silent. He had seen Anakin fight with unusual confidence before. But even he could not explain how Skywalker kept defeating traps designed only hours earlier. Sidious leaned closer to the hologram. "If Skywalker truly carries forbidden knowledge, attacking him directly is a waste. Then, what do you suggest?" "We attack what he refuses to lose." The hologram ended. Several minutes later, another transmission opened. This time, 4 mechanical hands folded behind a skeletal body. General Grievous. "What is your command, Lord Sidious?" "You will ignore every Jedi general except one." Grievous tilted his head. "Kenobi?" "No." "Skywalker?" "No." Sidious's eyes narrowed. "You will capture his Padawan." Grievous let out a harsh mechanical laugh. "The child?" "Alive." That single word erased the general's amusement. "You wish her questioned?" "I wish her useful." Grievous looked confused for the first time. "Skywalker will come for her." "Yes." "And then?" Sidious stood beside the office window overlooking Coruscant. "Then we learn how much he truly knows." The transmission ended. Far away aboard the Resolute, Anakin adjusted the settings on a training remote, while Ahsoka stretched across the practice floor. She smiled confidently. "This time I'm winning." "We'll see." The remote activated. Its first blast flew wide. The second came from behind. Ahsoka blocked both. Then a third shot bounced off the ceiling. Before she reacted, Anakin stepped forward and pushed her sideways. The bolt struck the wall behind them. She looked at him. "I had that." "No." He deactivated the remote. "You didn't." She folded her arms. "You keep doing that." "Doing what?" "Saving me before I know I need help." Anakin said nothing. Ahsoka walked closer. "You trust me in battle." "I do." "But you never stop watching me." He looked toward the training remote instead of her. "That's my job." She shook her head. "No." Her voice became quieter. "It feels personal." For the first time since becoming her master, Anakin struggled to answer. Because she was right. He wasn't protecting only his Padawan. He was protecting the future she deserved. Captain Rex interrupted the conversation. "General." Anakin turned. "We've intercepted a separatist signal." Rex placed a decoded message onto the display. "Their fleets are moving away from Republic shipyards." Ahsoka smiled. "That's good news." Anakin continued reading. "No." Rex noticed the change in his expression. "What do you see?" They're ignoring military targets. The map filled with blinking lights, trade routes, medical convoys, supply stations, civilian transports. The Separatists had abandoned their normal strategy. Instead of weakening the Republic Army, they were creating chaos across harmless worlds. Ahsoka frowned. Why attack those places? Anakin answered almost immediately. To pull Jedi away from the front. Rex looked at the growing list. There are too many attacks. Exactly. Anakin felt something cold settle inside him. This wasn't Dooku's style. It wasn't Grievous's either. Someone else had changed the rules. Inside the Jedi Temple, the Council gathered around another tactical display. Master Windu studied the reports. Separatist attacks had become completely unpredictable. Obi-Wan nodded. They're striking locations with little military value. Master Plo Koon added another report. Every attack seems designed to force Jedi into rescue missions. Yoda quietly listened. Then he noticed something unusual. Anakin had not spoken once. Usually he challenged every meeting. Today, he simply watched the map, as if searching for something hidden. Yoda's ears lowered slightly. The young Jedi wasn't reacting to the attacks. He was searching for the reason behind them. That difference worried the old master far more than the attacks themselves. Hours later, Grievous stood inside the command chamber of the battleship Malevolence. A tactical officer approached. Our scouts have located Skywalker's fleet. Grievous waved the report away. I have no interest in Skywalker. The officer looked surprised. Then our target is Kenobi? Grievous ignited 2 stolen lightsabers. Our target is smaller. He looked directly at the image of Ahsoka Tano displayed above the tactical table. Prepare every boarding ship. The droid commander hesitated. Should we eliminate her? Grievous crushed a metal railing with one claw. No. His yellow eyes narrowed. She leaves breathing. Around the room, battle droids began transmitting new attack plans. Every cruiser changed course. Every boarding squad received fresh orders. Every trap centered on one young Padawan. None of them understood why. Only Grievous knew one thing. Lord Sidious never changed a strategy without seeing several moves ahead. And, somewhere across the stars, Ahsoka Tano had become the most valuable target in the Clone Wars. Blue hyperspace streaks shattered into stars as 3 Separatist warships appeared directly in front of the Republic cruiser Defender. Warning alarms screamed through every deck before anyone could speak. They were waiting for us, the bridge officer shouted. Ahsoka looked at the tactical display. The enemy fleet had blocked the route ahead. Another group of destroyers emerged behind them. Every escape lane disappeared. Captain Merrin gripped the command rail. Raise shields. Full reverse. The cruiser turned, but heavy turbolaser fire struck its engines before the maneuver finished. The entire ship shook violently. Lights flickered across the bridge. Ahsoka steadied herself. This wasn't random. Captain Merrin nodded grimly. They knew exactly where we'd arrive. The Republic cruiser opened fire while trying to break through the blockade. It failed. A massive ion blast slammed into the ship's side. Power vanished across half the vessel. Bridge officers rushed between damaged consoles. We've lost engines. Forward shields are collapsing. Boarding craft incoming? Ahsoka ignited her lightsabers. They're coming aboard. She sprinted toward the main corridor before another order could be given. Clone troopers were already forming defensive lines. Captain Merrin caught up beside her. General Skywalker isn't here. I know. Then we're on our own. Ahsoka gave a determined nod. That won't change how we fight. Metal crashed against metal. The first blast door exploded inward. Rows of battle droids marched through the smoke while heavy super battle droids pushed deeper into the cruiser. Blaster fire filled the narrow hallway. Clone troopers answered with disciplined volleys. Ahsoka leaped into the middle of the attack. Her blue blades flashed through the smoke. 3 battle droids fell before the rest could aim. She spun, blocked incoming fire, then cut through another line of machines. The clones pushed forward behind her. For a moment, they stopped the invasion. Then the floor trembled. A deep mechanical laugh echoed through the corridor. General Grievous stepped from the smoke, carrying 4 ignited lightsabers. So, his yellow eyes locked on to Ahsoka. The little Jedi arrives. Ahsoka tightened her grip. You came a long way just for me. Grievous pointed one lightsaber toward the retreating clone troopers. I came because you matter. Those words caught her off guard. Grievous usually hunted Jedi Masters. Today, he ignored every clone officer and every senior commander. His entire fleet had crossed the stars. For one Padawan, their blades collided. Grievous attacked with brutal speed, forcing Ahsoka backward through the burning hallway. She blocked one strike, then another. 4 lightsabers hammered against 2. The clones tried to help, but waves of battle droids pinned them behind fallen doors. Captain Merrin grabbed his communicator. "Signal the Resolute!" Static answered. "The jammers are blocking everything." Far across the sector, Anakin stood inside a Republic command bunker overlooking a massive battlefield. Dozens of clone divisions waited for his order. Rex pointed toward the holomap. "If we attack now, we'll break the Separatist line." Anakin stared at the display. Then, he froze. A cold feeling passed through the Force. Not fear. Need. Ahsoka. He looked toward the stars above the bunker ceiling, as if he could somehow see through solid rock. Rex noticed immediately. "General?" Anakin did not answer. Instead, he reached for the communication console. No signal. Another officer hurried over. Heavy jamming across the sector. Anakin closed his eyes. The Force gave him only one clear picture. Ahsoka. Surrounded, he opened his eyes. "Rex." "Yes, General?" "You have command." Rex blinked. "The assault starts in 6 minutes." "I know. If you leave now, we'll lose the operation." Anakin met his captain's eyes. "I can't stay." Rex understood without another word. "You think she's in trouble?" "I know she is." Within minutes, Anakin's starfighter blasted into orbit while the Republic Army prepared to fight without him. Clone commanders exchanged uneasy looks. No one questioned the general's decision, but every officer knew its cost. Without Anakin leading the assault, the attack slowed. Separatist defenses held. Republic tanks burned across open ground. 3 nearby systems requested reinforcements that never came. The front line began falling back for the first time in weeks. One decision echoed across the entire campaign. Meanwhile, aboard the Defender, Ahsoka rolled beneath Grievous's spinning lightsabers and sliced through a damaged support beam. The heavy ceiling crashed between them. She used the brief opening to lead surviving clones toward the engineering deck. Captain Merrin counted the soldiers. "Half our men are gone." Ahsoka looked toward the sealed blast door ahead. "We're not finished." Before they reached it, emergency lights turned red. A cold mechanical voice echoed through every hallway. "Bridge captured." Another message followed seconds later. Engineering surrounded. Grievous had divided his forces perfectly. Every escape route disappeared. Captain Merrin slowly lowered his blaster. "He owns the ship." Ahsoka listened carefully. The sound of marching droids came from every direction. Grievous was not trying to destroy the cruiser. He was tightening a trap. And for the first time since becoming Anakin's Padawan, she realized she was the prize. The cracked hull of the Republic cruiser glowed orange as flames curled through a torn corridor, and Anakin's starfighter shot past exploding debris without slowing down. His targeting computer warned him to pull away. He ignored it. Pieces of wreckage bounced across the fighter's shields while Separatist fighters closed from both sides. The safest route had already collapsed into burning metal. Anakin pushed the engines harder and slipped through a gap that should have been impossible. "General, you're flying into crossfire!" A clone pilot shouted over the comm. "I know." He cut the channel and aimed directly at the damaged cruiser. Only one thought mattered: reach Ahsoka. Inside the Defender, smoke rolled across the ceiling as Ahsoka and the surviving clone troopers sealed another blast door. Captain Merrin checked his rifle. "We've got maybe 5 minutes before they cut through." Ahsoka listened to the heavy scraping outside. "No." She looked toward the glowing metal. Less. The blast door shook under another powerful strike. Grievous was not rushing. He was trapping them one room at a time. Anakin's fighter finally reached the cruiser. Before the docking clamps even locked into place, he jumped from the cockpit and sprinted through the emergency airlock. Battle droids opened fire. His lightsaber flashed once. The hallway fell silent. He did not stop moving. Every second brought Grievous closer to Ahsoka. Far away, the Republic assault Anakin had abandoned continued without him. Obi-Wan watched clone gunships circle above the battlefield, while Separatist tanks pushed through broken defenses. A commander hurried toward him. "General Kenobi, the Eastern Line is collapsing." Another officer arrived before Obi-Wan could answer. "The Northern Division requests immediate support." A third message interrupted both. "General Skywalker's assault force has halted. Captain Rex is requesting new orders." Obi-Wan looked across 3 different battle maps. Without Anakin leading the attack, the entire campaign had become unbalanced. He began issuing new commands as quickly as possible. "Move the 212th to reinforce the east. Redirect artillery toward the ridge. Tell Rex to hold position until..." Another explosion interrupted the transmission. Every delay cost more ground. Back aboard the cruiser, Grievous finally smashed through the last blast door. Metal crashed across the floor. His 4 lightsabers ignited together. There is nowhere left to run. Ahsoka stepped in front of the surviving clones. "Then we stop running." The corridor exploded into motion. Grievous attacked with overwhelming force while battle droids flooded through the opening behind him. Clone troopers fought room by room. Ahsoka blocked strike after strike, slowly giving ground. She searched every doorway. Anakin still had not arrived. Then the lights suddenly flickered. Blue light flashed behind the droids. Anakin burst into the corridor like a storm. His lightsaber cut through battle droids before they could turn. Grievous spun toward him. "So the bait worked!" Anakin's face hardened. "You planned this. I planned for your weakness." Their blades collided with enough force to shake the damaged deck. Grievous attacked wildly, trying to keep Anakin away from Ahsoka. Instead of chasing victory, Anakin stayed close to his Padawan, blocking every opening toward her. The fight moved through smoke-filled corridors while clone troopers evacuated the wounded. At last, Grievous realized his chance was gone. He fired magnetic charges into the ceiling. The collapsing corridor split the Jedi apart. When the dust settled, Grievous had already escaped aboard a waiting shuttle. The Separatist fleet jumped into hyperspace seconds later. The battle was over, but the cost reached far beyond one cruiser. Hours later, Obi-Wan arrived at the Republic Command Center carrying fresh casualty reports. 3 sectors had fallen during Anakin's absence. Supply routes were broken. 2 clone divisions had been forced to retreat. Captain Rex stood nearby without speaking. Obi-Wan finally looked at Anakin. "You left a major campaign. I saved my Padawan. You also lost 3 battlefronts." Anakin did not argue. They would have captured her. Obi-Wan studied him carefully. "You knew." Anakin remained silent. "You didn't suspect." Still no answer. "You knew." The room became quiet. Obi-Wan walked closer. "Every mission lately has been the same. You know where traps are waiting. You know who needs help before anyone asks. You know enemy movements before our scouts." He lowered his voice. "What aren't you telling me?" Anakin looked away. If he answered honestly, Obi-Wan would hear a story no Jedi could believe. If he lied again, the distance between them would grow. "I've seen things," Anakin said at last. Obi-Wan frowned. "Visions?" Anakin hesitated. "Something like that." Obi-Wan searched his former apprentice's face. "Jedi sometimes received visions through the Force, but not like this. Not with such perfect detail. Not every day. Not every battle." He left the room carrying more questions than answers. Later that evening, Obi-Wan entered the Jedi archives alone. He requested records on rare Force visions, prophetic dreams, and unusual cases of future knowledge. The archive droids produced only scattered reports. None matched Anakin. Master Yoda quietly entered without making a sound. Captain Rex stared at the encrypted file displayed on the bridge of the Resolute. "I've never seen command codes like these." The communications officer checked the source. They came directly from the Chancellor's office. Rex frowned. The Chancellor disappeared. Exactly. Neither clone knew what the orders contained. Neither dared delete them. Elsewhere, Commander Cody received the same transmission. Commander Bly received another. Across dozens of battlefronts, identical messages appeared. Every clone commander now carried secret orders they could not read. Inside the Jedi Temple, the Council gathered again. The atmosphere felt colder than before. Master Windu pointed toward a galaxy map filled with blinking fleet markers. "We've confirmed encrypted transmissions reaching clone units throughout the Republic." Master Plo Koon spoke first. "We should suspend all joint operations." Several masters agreed immediately. Others did not. Master Ki-Adi-Mundi shook his head. "If we pull away from the clones now, the Separatists gain entire sectors." Obi-Wan added another concern. "Our armies depend on each other." Anakin finally stepped forward. "Palpatine wants this argument." Every eye turned toward him. "If we stop trusting the clones, he wins." Master Windu answered calmly. "If we trust the wrong clone, we may lose the order." The room fell silent. For the first time in generations, the Jedi Council could not reach one decision. Some masters ordered closer cooperation with clone officers they trusted. Others quietly reduced contact with their own troops. The split was no longer hidden. It had become policy. Outside the council chamber, Ahsoka caught up with Anakin. "You look tired." "I've been trying to stay ahead." "Can you?" Anakin paused before answering. "I don't know anymore." That answer surprised her more than anything else he had ever said. Until now, he had always seemed certain. Now even he admitted the future had become difficult to predict. The memories that once guided every decision were no longer enough. Palpatine had begun writing a different future. Hours later, hidden inside his fortress, the Sith Lord watched reports arrive from every corner of the Republic. The Senate argued. The Jedi disagreed. Clone commanders waited with sealed instructions. Exactly as planned. Palpatine looked toward the stars beyond the fortress walls. "Soon," he said quietly, "everyone will question the wrong enemy." The dark moon drifted deeper into empty space, while hundreds of encrypted messages continued racing toward Republic fleets. No blaster had been fired. No lightsaber had been raised. Yet distrust was spreading faster than any army could march. The red warning light blinked across Captain Rex's command console as the sealed Republic message unlocked by itself, and every clone on the bridge stopped moving. Rex read the first lines only once. His face tightened. This isn't right. The officers around him waited for an explanation, but Rex closed the file instead. The message claimed to come from the Chancellor's emergency command network. It ordered clone commanders to prepare for immediate action against Jedi officers if they displayed suspicious behavior. No reason was given. No evidence was included. Only one line stood out. Await final authorization. Rex looked toward the stars outside the bridge. He had fought beside Anakin Skywalker through impossible battles. He trusted his general more than any message sent by a missing chancellor. "Open a secure channel," Rex ordered. "To who, sir?" "General Skywalker." Moments later, Anakin appeared on the hologram. Rex wasted no time. "We received new command orders." Anakin's expression sharpened. "You opened them?" "They unlocked without my permission." "What do they say?" Rex hesitated. "They tell us to prepare for action against Jedi." The bridge fell silent. Anakin already knew Palpatine had planned something involving the clone army. But the timing was wrong. These orders had arrived too early. Palpatine was adapting faster than the future Anakin remembered. "Delete nothing," Anakin said. "Forward every file to me." "Already done." The transmission ended. Anakin immediately called Obi-Wan, Ahsoka, Master Windu, and Yoda to a secure meeting inside the Jedi Temple. The council chamber filled within the hour. A blue hologram of the clone orders floated above the center of the room. Master Windu read every line. "They're trying to turn the army against us." Obi-Wan shook his head. "Not yet." He pointed toward the final instruction. "They're waiting for another command." Yoda rested both hands on his cane. "Confusion. This creates." "Exactly," Anakin replied. "If we accuse every clone, we lose loyal soldiers. If we ignore the orders, Palpatine keeps the advantage." The room grew quiet. Ahsoka looked toward Anakin. "What do we do?" He zoomed the hologram outward until dozens of hidden supply routes appeared across the outer rim. "We stop waiting." Master Windu folded his arms. "You know where Palpatine is?" "I know where he isn't." Anakin highlighted a chain of abandoned listening stations. He escaped with very little time. He needed a place already prepared. Obi-Wan leaned closer. "And these stations connect to hidden hyperspace routes." Anakin nodded. "One route leads to an old separatist fortress." Yoda studied the map. "Strong in the dark side. That place is." "It fits," Anakin answered. Master Windu looked around the council. "If Skywalker is right, we have one chance before Palpatine finishes whatever comes next." No one argued. Within hours, trusted Jedi and clone officers gathered aboard the Resolute. Only commanders with years of proven loyalty received the mission details. Rex stood beside Commander Cody and Commander Bly. "This stays between us." Cody nodded. "If those orders spread through the army, panic starts." Bly checked his rifle. "We move before rumors do." Nearby, Ahsoka loaded fresh power cells into her lightsabers. She noticed Anakin watching the clone officers. "You still trust them?" "I trust the people." She smiled. "That's different." "It has to be." He looked toward Rex. "Palpatine wants us to see uniforms instead of friends." The assault fleet entered hyperspace under complete radio silence. No Republic announcement explained where they were going. No Senate committee approved the operation. If they failed, history might never know they had tried. Hours later, jagged black mountains appeared outside the bridge windows. The hidden fortress stood carved into the side of a dead moon. Heavy shield generators protected the entrance. Rex stared at the scanners. "There are fewer ships than expected." Anakin frowned. "Too few." Ahsoka heard the concern in his voice. "You think it's another trap. I think Palpatine wants us inside." Master Windu activated his lightsaber. "That doesn't change our mission." Republic gunships blasted through the outer defenses while clone commandos secured the landing zone. The first wave pushed into the fortress without heavy resistance. Empty corridors stretched in every direction. Broken battle droids lay scattered across the floor. Captain Rex looked around. This place was abandoned. "No," Anakin said quietly. "It was prepared." Hidden blast doors slammed shut behind the Republic force. Red emergency lights flooded the corridors. Metal walls shifted. The fortress itself had become a maze. Before anyone could react, black-armored Sith warriors burst from concealed chambers. Unlike battle droids, they fought with discipline and speed. Clone troopers formed defensive lines while Jedi met the attackers head-on. The battle spread through narrow hallways. Anakin cut through the first wave and searched for Ahsoka. She had been beside him only seconds earlier. Now she was gone. "Ahsoka!" he shouted. Only blaster fire answered. Far below the fortress, two Sith warriors forced Ahsoka into a prison lift as thick blast doors sealed between her and the others. She fought hard, dropping one attacker and wounding another. But a stun charge exploded behind her. The world faded into darkness. The lift descended deep beneath the fortress. When Anakin finally broke through the last blast door, he found only an empty corridor and Ahsoka's fallen lightsaber lying across the floor. He picked it up slowly. Palpatine had never wanted to stop the assault. He had wanted one prisoner. The blue blade of Ahsoka's lightsaber lay across the cold metal floor, and Anakin picked it up before the last sparks faded from its cracked emitter. He closed his eyes for only a second. The Force gave him a direction. She was still alive. Captain Rex hurried through the smoke with a squad of clone troopers. "General, we've secured the upper halls." Anakin clipped Ahsoka's lightsaber beside his own. "Forget the upper halls." He pointed toward a heavy blast door at the end of the corridor. "She's below us." Master Windu arrived moments later. "We've located Palpatine's command chamber." Anakin looked toward the sealed door, then toward the hallway leading deeper into the fortress. Two paths. One led to the Sith Lord. The other led to his captured Padawan. For a brief moment, nobody spoke. Then, Anakin made his decision. "Windu, take Obi-Wan and push toward Palpatine. What about you? I'll bring Ahsoka home. You search for Skywalker." Obi-Wan nodded. "I think he's hiding something from us." Yoda looked toward the endless shelves. Hiding or protecting? Obi-Wan folded his arms. "I don't know which answer worries me more." Neither Jedi noticed that Republic commanders across the Outer Rim had already begun receiving different battle plans from different members of the Council. Some followed Obi-Wan's strategy. Others waited for Anakin's instincts. For the first time since the Clone Wars began, the Jedi were no longer fighting with one voice. And the enemy would soon notice. Rain hammered the metal streets of Mandalore as Darth Maul stood alone beneath a broken archway, staring into the dark sky. Then he stopped. Something had changed. He closed his eyes and reached into the Force. The future he had followed for years no longer felt the same. The path that once led to Darth Sidious ruling the galaxy had split into countless uncertain roads. Maul slowly smiled. Someone moved the pieces. Behind him, several Mandalorian warriors approached. "Lord Maul, Republic ships have entered the system." He turned toward them. "Not Kenobi." The warrior shook his head. "No? Skywalker?" Again, the answer was no. "A smaller Jedi Force." Maul's smile faded. "So, Sidious kept Skywalker away." That told him everything he needed to know. His former master was protecting something. Inside a Republic shuttle descending toward Mandalore, Obi-Wan reviewed mission reports while Ahsoka adjusted her armor. Anakin had remained behind to direct repairs across several damaged fleets, leaving Obi-Wan to assist the Mandalorian resistance. The shuttle shook as anti-aircraft fire exploded nearby. Clone pilots fought to keep control. Obi-Wan looked toward Ahsoka. "We capture Maul." She nodded. "Alive, if possible." The shuttle landed in the middle of a ruined city square. Blaster fire erupted from nearby rooftops. Clone troopers spread into defensive positions while Mandalorian allies secured nearby streets. The battle moved quickly. Within an hour, Maul's forces had begun falling back. But Maul himself never appeared. Instead, he waited. Deep beneath the city, inside an abandoned throne room, Ahsoka entered first. Her lightsabers glowed against the broken walls. Maul stepped from the shadows without drawing his own weapon. "I've been expecting you." Ahsoka raised her blades. "I'm not here to talk. You should." She moved closer. "Why?" "Because your master is already changing everything." That made her pause. Maul noticed. "So he hasn't told you?" "Told me what?" Maul laughed quietly. "He carries memories that should not exist." Ahsoka's grip tightened around her lightsabers. "You don't know anything about him." "I know enough." Maul slowly walked around the throne. "The future belonged to my old master." His yellow eyes narrowed. "Now it doesn't." Ahsoka remained silent. She had noticed Anakin's impossible predictions. She had watched him rescue people before danger appeared. But hearing those things from Maul changed the weight of every question she had buried. Maul pointed toward the stars above Mandalore. "You think this war is real?" "It is." "No." His voice became colder. "It is theater." Ahsoka frowned. "What are you talking about?" The Republic and the Separatists answered to the same man. For the first time, the room became completely silent. Maul spoke every word carefully. "Chancellor Palpatine." Ahsoka stared at him. "You're lying." "I wish I were." He took another step. "He is Darth Sidious, the Sith Lord who commands Count Dooku, the man who created this entire war." Ahsoka searched his face for any sign of deception. She found none. Before she could answer, Obi-Wan's voice came through her communicator. "Ahsoka, report." She activated the channel. "I found Maul. Can you capture him?" Ahsoka looked at the former Sith. "He wants to surrender." Obi-Wan's reply came immediately. "Hold your position." Minutes later, Maul sat inside a Republic holding cell beneath heavy guard. Obi-Wan entered alone. "I hear you have something to say." Maul smiled. "I have everything to say." Obi-Wan crossed his arms. "I'm listening." Maul leaned forward. "Ask yourself one question. Why has Skywalker begun acting like someone who already knows tomorrow?" Obi-Wan's expression changed. Maul noticed immediately. "You've seen it." Obi-Wan said nothing. The impossible predictions, the perfect rescues, the battles won before they begin. Maul laughed softly. "You aren't imagining them." Obi-Wan finally spoke. "What does that have to do with Palpatine?" "Everything." Maul explained how Darth Sidious controlled Count Dooku, how both armies served one hidden master, how the Clone Wars had been designed to destroy the Jedi from the beginning. Most shocking of all, every detail matched fragments of evidence the Jedi Council had quietly collected for months. Hours later, inside the Jedi Temple, the Council gathered in emergency session. Obi-Wan presented Maul's testimony. Master Windu frowned. "A Sith cannot be trusted." "He cannot." Obi-Wan agreed. "But parts of his story match our own investigations." Yoda lowered his head. "The dark side clouds much, but blind we cannot remain." Ahsoka looked toward Anakin. He had remained silent throughout the meeting. Finally, Master Windu turned to him. "Skywalker." Anakin met his eyes. "Did Maul tell the truth?" Every master in the room watched him. Anakin understood exactly what they were asking. Not whether Maul believed it. Whether Palpatine truly was the Sith Lord. He answered with one word. "Yes." The room froze. Within minutes, Master Windu assembled a strike team. Their destination, the Chancellor's office. But when Jedi security reached the Senate district, they found the office empty. The private hangar doors stood open. A warm landing platform still glowed from engines that had departed only moments earlier. Palpatine had vanished. Someone had warned him. The Chancellor's private landing platform still glowed with fresh engine heat as Anakin stepped onto the empty deck. A transport had launched only minutes earlier, leaving nothing behind except scorched metal and silence. Master Windu searched the platform with several Jedi Knights, while security teams spread across the Senate district. "No witnesses?" Windu asked. A Coruscant guard shook his head. The shuttle used emergency clearance codes. Every checkpoint believed the Chancellor was escaping an assassination attempt. Anakin looked toward the endless city skyline. Palpatine had planned his escape before the Jedi reached the building. That meant someone had warned him. Or he had expected them all along. Obi-Wan joined Anakin near the edge of the platform. "You knew this could happen." Anakin did not answer. Obi-Wan lowered his voice. "You recognized the empty office before anyone else." "I recognized Palpatine." Obi-Wan studied him. "You've stopped looking, surprised." Anakin looked across the city lights. Because surprises usually cost lives. The answer only deepened Obi-Wan's concern. Inside the Senate rotunda, thousands of hovering platforms stood crowded with frightened senators. Every conversation overlapped the next. Where is the Chancellor? Who commands the Republic now? Was the Jedi Order behind this? Rumors spread faster than facts. Some senators demanded emergency elections. Others demanded the arrest of every Jedi involved in the investigation. Without Palpatine standing at the center of the Republic, the Senate had become a room full of competing voices. Bail Organa stood and tried to restore order. The Republic still functions. Few listened. Masameda quietly watched the confusion grow. He said almost nothing. The disorder served his master's plan. Far beyond Coruscant, a black shuttle descended into a hidden fortress carved into the side of a dead moon. Palpatine stepped onto the landing platform without his Chancellor's robes. He wore only dark Sith robes now. Waiting beside the entrance stood Count Dooku. You escaped cleanly. Palpatine smiled. They arrived exactly when I expected. Dooku folded his hands. The Jedi know who you are. They know my name. Palpatine continued walking. They still do not understand my plan. Deep inside the fortress, rows of clone communication specialists waited beside encrypted transmitters connected to fleets across the galaxy. Palpatine stopped before the lead officer. Begin the revisions. The officer nodded. What changes, my lord? Palpatine placed a small data crystal onto the console. Every clone commander will receive new sealed instructions. They are not to activate immediately. They are to wait. The officer hesitated. What if Jedi intercept them? Palpatine smiled. They will, and that uncertainty will divide them even faster. Encrypted signals shot across hyperspace toward Republic fleets in every sector. Within hours, sealed command files began arriving aboard hundreds of clone cruisers. None of the commanders were allowed to open them. Each message carried one instruction: await final authorization. Master Windu studied him carefully. If Sidious escapes, he won't, Anakin answered. Not if both attacks succeed. The Jedi split their forces. Obi-Wan and Windu charged toward the command level while Anakin, Rex, and a small clone squad forced open the lower security doors. Palpatine had expected one assault. Instead, two separate strikes raced through his fortress at the same time. Deep beneath the fortress, Ahsoka slowly opened her eyes. Blue energy bars surrounded a small prison cell. Her lightsabers were gone. Outside the cell stood two silent guards dressed in black armor marked with crimson Sith symbols. Neither spoke. Neither moved. Ahsoka quietly examined the room. The walls were smooth durasteel. The ceiling carried power conduits feeding the energy field. The guards watched the front, not the ceiling. She smiled to herself. They missed one thing. Using a broken piece of metal hidden inside her sleeve, she reached toward a damaged control panel left by careless technicians. Tiny sparks jumped across the wires. Nothing happened. She adjusted the connection. A louder crack echoed through the chamber. One guard stepped closer. Problem? The second guard turned to look. That single distraction was enough. The energy field flickered. Ahsoka rolled beneath it before it fully recovered. She struck the nearest guard with a powerful kick, grabbed his fallen pike, and swept the second guard off his feet. The alarm began screaming through the prison. She had escaped. But every Sith soldier in the fortress now knew exactly where she was. Far above, Obi-Wan and Master Windu reached enormous black doors carved with ancient Sith markings. Behind them waited Palpatine. Without hesitation, Windu drove his lightsaber through the locking mechanism. The doors burst inward. The chamber beyond stood almost empty. Palpatine waited alone beside a massive holographic map showing Republic fleets across the galaxy. He smiled. You've arrived sooner than expected. Windu ignited his lightsaber. This ends today. Palpatine stepped away from the map. No. He folded his hands calmly. It merely changes shape. Obi-Wan attacked first. Green and blue lightsabers struck together while Palpatine answered with impossible speed. The chamber exploded into motion. Meanwhile, Ahsoka sprinted through narrow prison corridors, cutting down security droids as she searched for another way upward. Every intersection held fresh defenders. Every escape route had already begun sealing shut. She realized something important. This prison had not been built to keep people inside. It had been built to delay rescuers. Elsewhere in the fortress, Rex paused beside a damaged tactical display. "General." Anakin hurried over. "What is it?" Rex pointed toward a flashing symbol. "The command chamber." The screen showed Jedi forces already fighting Palpatine. Anakin looked at the map. Then another signal appeared. Ahsoka's prison level. The two locations connected through one central transport shaft. He understood immediately. "If I reach the lift first, I can cut off reinforcements." Rex nodded. "We'll cover you." Anakin sprinted alone. He leaped across broken bridges, forced open sealed doors with the Force, and climbed a damaged elevator shaft as explosions shook the fortress. Every second mattered. At the top level, Windu and Obi-Wan slowly drove Palpatine backward. The Sith Lord blocked another strike, then smiled again. "You've become very predictable." He touched a hidden control panel built into the throne beside him. Deep inside the fortress, enormous engines awakened. Obi-Wan heard the sound first. What was that? Palpatine stepped backward toward the rear wall. The stone split apart. A sleek black command shuttle waited inside a concealed launch bay. "You found my fortress," Palpatine said. "But not my prison." The shuttle doors opened. At that exact moment, Anakin reached the central transport shaft from below. He saw Ahsoka fighting her way upward through waves of Sith guards. She saw him. "Master, I'm coming." They were only one level apart. Then, heavy blast doors slammed between them. Palpatine's shuttle engines roared to life above. The fortress shook violently. Obi-Wan tried to reach the launch platform, but falling debris blocked the path. Master Windu slashed through the wreckage. Too late. The hidden shuttle blasted through the fortress roof and disappeared into the black sky. Palpatine had escaped again. But this time, his fortress was collapsing around the army he had left behind. Orange fire poured through the collapsing fortress ceiling as Anakin reached across a wall of flames with the Force, and Ahsoka's hand grabbed his before the falling metal crushed the passage between them. He pulled her across just as the floor behind her gave way. For a second, neither of them spoke. Then Ahsoka looked up. "I knew you'd find me." Anakin handed her lightsaber back. "I should never have let you lose it." She clipped it to her belt and ignited both blades. "We can talk later." A deep explosion shook the fortress. Captain Rex appeared through the smoke with a squad of clone troopers. "The entire structure is breaking apart." Master Windu and Obi-Wan hurried into the chamber from the upper levels. Palpatine escaped, Obi-Wan reported, but not empty-handed. He projected a tactical image from his wrist. Long-range sensors had tracked the hidden shuttle for only a few seconds before it vanished into hyperspace. One destination remained. A forgotten shipyard orbiting a remote world called Vaders Prime. Anakin's face hardened. "I remember this place." Obi-Wan looked at him. "It existed in your visions?" "No." Anakin shook his head. "That is exactly why Palpatine chose it." The Sith Lord had stopped following the future Anakin remembered. He was building a new one. Hours later, Republic scouts reached Vaders Prime first. The small rocky planet circled a fading red star, but space above it looked anything but empty. Half-finished star destroyers floated beside construction platforms. Separatist cruisers guarded enormous fuel depots. Freighters unloaded weapons without pause. Palpatine had gathered the broken pieces of both armies into one growing fleet. Captain Rex lowered his binoculars. "He rebuilt all this in secret?" Obi-Wan answered quietly. "He planned for failure." Anakin watched dozens of transport ships docking with the unfinished warships. If those vessels leave orbit, the war starts all over again. Master Windu turned toward the gathered Jedi. We end it here. Republic cruisers emerged from hyperspace in perfect formation. The first wave of clone fighters raced toward the enemy fleet, while heavy cruisers opened fire from long range. The calm darkness above Vardos Prime disappeared beneath bright streams of red and green turbolaser blasts. The final battle had begun. Anakin and Ahsoka launched together. Their starfighters flew side by side through exploding debris, while enemy interceptors closed from every direction. "I'll clear the left," Ahsoka called. "I'll take the carrier." She smiled. Just like old times. They split apart. Ahsoka rolled beneath a wave of enemy fire before destroying 2 fighters with quick precision. She then dived toward a communications frigate and sliced across its sensor array with her starfighter's cannons. The ship drifted out of formation. Across the battlefield, Anakin aimed straight for the largest command carrier. He remembered how Palpatine always protected the center of every battle. But today, the center was a trap. He changed direction at the last second and attacked the fuel transports, feeding the carrier instead. One transport exploded. Then another. A chain of fire raced through the docking platforms. Entire sections of the hidden shipyard vanished beneath expanding clouds of flame. Captain Rex smiled from the bridge of the Resolute. Their supply line is gone. Without fuel and ammunition, the growing fleet began falling apart. Some captains tried to retreat. Others crashed into each other while escaping the spreading explosions. Master Windu led Republic boarding teams onto the largest Star Destroyer still under construction. Clone troopers captured its bridge after a fierce fight. Republic banners replaced Sith markings within minutes. Elsewhere, Obi-Wan disabled the fortress-sized shield generator protecting the shipyard. Every remaining Republic cruiser concentrated its fire. The shield collapsed. The unfinished armada stood exposed. Ahsoka landed inside one burning hangar, where black-armored Sith guards defended the final command center. She ignited both lightsabers. The guards attacked together. They fought with discipline, surrounding her from every side. She refused to stand still. Her blades flashed through the smoke, while burning starfighters crashed around the hangar. One guard fell, then another. The last warrior charged with a heavy pike. Ahsoka caught the weapon between both lightsabers and broke it in half before knocking the guard unconscious. She reached the control room. Rows of communication consoles filled the walls. She smiled. "Let's make this difficult." She overloaded every navigation computer before escaping back to her fighter. Above the planet, enemy warships suddenly lost formation. Some drifted into Republic firing lanes. Others collided while trying to regroup. Anakin recognized the change immediately. Ahsoka did something. Obi-Wan laughed over the comm. She usually does. Within the hour, the hidden fleet was finished. Burning wreckage floated through orbit, while Republic rescue teams searched for survivors. The greatest secret armada Palpatine had ever assembled had become scattered debris. Captain Rex looked over the final battle report. "We won." Anakin stared across the battlefield. Not completely. A damaged shuttle slipped away from the far side of the burning shipyard, hidden behind drifting wreckage. Its engines barely worked. Its shields had failed, but it escaped before Republic fighters noticed. Inside the cockpit sat a young Sith apprentice, badly wounded but still alive. He looked back only once at the destroyed fleet. Then he entered hyperspace carrying the last surviving records of Palpatine's hidden empire. The war was ending. The Sith were not. Golden sunlight poured through the shattered windows of the Jedi Temple as workers lifted away broken stone, replacing scars from war with fresh white blocks. For the first time in years, Coruscant woke without air raid sirens. Republic cruisers no longer raced toward distant battlefields. Clone transports carried wounded soldiers home instead of sending new troops to the front. The Clone Wars were over. Inside the temple courtyard, young Jedi gathered around Ahsoka Tano as she demonstrated a simple lightsaber exercise. She moved slowly, correcting each student's stance instead of showing off her own skill. One youngling smiled. "Master Ahsoka, General Skywalker says you always beat him." She laughed. "He remembers the matches I lost." The children laughed with her. Across the courtyard, Anakin watched quietly beside Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan folded his arms. "They trust her." "They should," Anakin answered. Obi-Wan smiled. "You've changed." Anakin looked toward the students. "I had to." For the first time in a long while, Obi-Wan believed him without hesitation. The distance that had grown between them during the war had finally begun to disappear. Later that day, the Jedi Council met beneath the great windows overlooking Coruscant. The room felt different. Several empty seats remained, waiting for masters still serving across the Republic, but the mood had changed from survival to rebuilding. Master Windu placed the final military report onto the central table. "The Separatist Council has surrendered." Master Plo Koon added another update. "Republic forces have secured the remaining shipyards." Yoda slowly closed his eyes. "Ended. The fighting has." No celebration followed. Too many lives had been lost for simple victory. Instead, the council spoke about rebuilding trust. The Jedi would return to protecting people instead of leading armies. Clone soldiers would receive the freedom many had never been offered. The Republic would no longer depend on endless war. The meeting ended with quiet agreement instead of argument. Outside the Senate, crowds filled the streets, carrying Republic flags and homemade banners. Families welcomed loved ones returning from distant worlds. Musicians filled the air with songs instead of emergency broadcasts. Bail Organa addressed thousands gathered below the Senate steps. The Republic did not survive because of stronger weapons. He paused. It survived because good people refused to surrender their principles. The crowd answered with loud applause. Nearby, Captain Rex stood in plain armor without his helmet. Several clone troopers asked him the same question. "What happens to us now?" Rex looked toward the peaceful skyline. "Now we choose our own future." Those words meant more to the clones than any military order they had ever received. Elsewhere inside the temple, Ahsoka entered the quiet meditation room where Anakin stood alone beside a tall window. She carried 2 cups of warm tea. "I thought you might forget to eat again." He accepted one with a grateful smile. "You know me too well." She leaned against the window beside him. "You've stopped looking over your shoulder." He looked out across Coruscant. "I finally realized something." "What?" "The future isn't something I have to chase anymore." She waited. "I don't need memories to make the next choice." Ahsoka nodded. "That's because you're finally living your own life." Anakin smiled. For once, he believed she was right. Far beyond the Republic, the stars grew darker. A damaged shuttle drifted through deep space until it reached an ancient listening station hidden inside a field of frozen asteroids. Its engines finally shut down. The cockpit opened. A young Sith apprentice stepped onto the cold metal platform. His robes were burned. One arm hung injured at his side. Yet he still carried a small black data vault recovered from Palpatine's destroyed command ship. He placed it onto an old console. Ancient computers slowly came alive. Thousands of hidden files appeared across cracked screens. Secret hyperspace routes. Vault locations. Names of loyal agents who had never revealed themselves. The apprentice looked at the glowing records. "My master failed." His voice echoed through the empty station. "I won't." He activated a long-range transmitter. A single encrypted signal disappeared into the darkness between galaxies. No answer came. Not yet. Back on Coruscant, the evening sky turned orange as Anakin and Ahsoka walked across one of the temple balconies. Below them, the city stretched farther than the eye could see. There were still wounded worlds, still broken families, still difficult choices waiting tomorrow. But the Jedi Order remained standing. The Republic still lived. Palpatine had never built his empire. Ahsoka looked toward Anakin. So, what now? He smiled. Now we protect peace, instead of trying to win war. Together they watched the sunset without knowing that somewhere beyond the edge of the known galaxy, one small transmission continued traveling through the darkness. The Clone Wars had ended. The story had not.